Now, we're going to talk about getting started in the Piggy Bank. Now, the Animal Farm, or I apologize, the Pancake Swap link for the token is still down for me. It's just kind of spinning. However, I forgot about a workaround, which I'm going to show you real quick if that's the case for you. We're going to talk about how to add the liquidity pool token, how to add the LP token for Pigs BUSD, and how to get those into the Piggy Bank. So very first thing I'm doing is I'm figuring out how much I'm going to throw in there. And I was going to shoot for around 80 bucks. I already threw about 80 in there. So I'm swapping in BNB. So I'm just checking the price on that. It's about 116 right now. And what we want to do is we're going to take about half of the amount we want to spend. We're going to take about half of it, and that half is going to purchase the Pigs token, right? And then the other half is going to end up pairing with the BUSD to add the liquidity. So let's see here. I'm going to estimate around 0.16 BNB is what I want to spend. Now I'm going to go to the Pancake Swap site. Now first I'm going to check this token one more time. I'm clicking the official link in the Animal Farm chat that Forex had posted earlier. I'm clicking on that link and we're going to see if it's working. It looks like it's just spinning for me again. So you can see what I'm doing is I'm going to copy the token code, the actual token address, out of the address bar. You could do that, or if you already have it copied somewhere. So I'm going to take that code and then we're going to go to the trade page. And this is trying to get AFP right now, the Animal Farm Pigs. So I want to put in BNB and I want to get Pigs. So down here on the token, I'm actually going to paste that token address here, AFP. That's the official one from the Telegram. I know that it ends in the 002. That's the official one that's been passed around in the Animal Farm Telegram chat and in Forex Shark's official pin in that channel. So I've confirmed that it's the correct token address. I'm going to put in my 0.16 or so. That's going to give me 0.2 Animal Farm Pigs. I'm going to click swap. Price is updated. It's probably updating pretty rapidly, actually, due to everyone buying in right now. I am getting a message to confirm on my MetaMask, so I'm confirming that. And we're going to see if it goes through. Now, at times of like this, when everyone's trying to jump in at the same time, you're not going to have successes every time. Usually you have to go and pop open your MetaMask, make sure that it actually went through. I do see a green success message, it looks like. Just double checking. Yes, so that was a success. So now I have some AFP. We can see it here as well. The next thing I want to do is, let's see, just double checking something real quick. Yeah, we have to have both currencies. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go pop over to trade again, and I'm going to do this swap one more time. This time I'm trying to get BUSD. And I'm going to put in the same amount because I'm trying to do kind of a half-half. They may not be exactly equivalent, but you know we're gonna end up with some leftover. That's okay. This is just usually how I do this process. So I threw in 0.16 again. I'm getting my BUSD. I don't need to add it to MetaMask. I already have it in there. It's pending. I'm waiting for the success in MetaMask. You can always open up MetaMask and go to Activity, and it'll show either failed or it'll be a green date stamp. Now I'm going to liquidity, and I want to add liquidity. Now when you go to trade liquidity and then add liquidity on Pancake Swap, now we're manually doing this. There will probably be an easy page on Animal Farm later where you don't have to go through all these extra steps, but we don't have that right now. So I'm going to paste in my token again for AFP, and then down here I'm going to select my BUSD on the Binance Smart Chain. And kind of looking at, can do the max of either one of these, and it's going to try to match up as much as it can. I usually would only click one. It may fail since I maxed them both out. Let's see. See if this will go through. I usually just pick one, click the max, and then pair them up. Usually you'd want to pick the one that is the lesser to max out, because if you try to pick the higher one, then it won't have enough to pair up usually. But, oh, yeah, it looks like that went through. So now I should have more liquidity in here than I had. And that's all you need to create the LP token. If we did all that correctly, let me pop back over to Piggy Bank, and that's where we will add in our rate. Yeah, 2.91. So I'm going to throw all this LP into the Piggy Bank. I could split them up into separate time locks. That might be a neat little experiment just to see how they perform. But I already have one at 8 weeks. I think I'm going to do a 4-week. You know, it might be kind of satisfactory to see them kind of mature at separate times. So I may do that if I have the gas fees here. I may do part of these at a 4-week, and you see how I've adjusted there. And remember, I'm getting a 20% bonus on this with the addition of that depositing within the first 48 hours. Remember, that's part of this whole process. So I'm checking into my MetaMask again. Let's make sure this is going through. It's still spinning. Remember, it's a time of everyone trying to get in at one time. So sometimes you'll have to increase your estimated gas fees or increase slippage or something. There's all those settings you may have to adjust. I've learned not to refresh this page. I usually just pop over the pig pen and come back. The reason for that is that it likes to disconnect the wallet and you have to reconnect it every time, and that's annoying to me. Let's see if it'll let me do the full 1.41. I did that one at 4 weeks, right? I might do one a little earlier now, just as like a little experimental lock for a 2-week period. I kind of want to do one longer. 4 weeks is good enough to watch and see what happens. And I did an 8-week. Yeah, I'm trying to decide where I want to experiment at. I kind of want to see the process of what happens to these when they're done. So I may actually just put this at a 1 week just for the sake of experimentation. I want to see what happens when we get through with this, see what that process looks like. And of course, show you guys live when that occurs. All right, just waiting for this transaction. It's pending right now. I'm looking at my MetaMask. And I don't have the live chat up, guys. Sorry, I'm about to walk out the door. I should have already left a moment ago. I am late, but I wanted to show you this, and the page was messing up earlier, and so I wanted to show you how you could manually add the token in. Yeah, that failed on me. Let me make sure I'm entering the right amount. Sometimes I saw this rounding up earlier. I want to eliminate that from the equation. It could be doing that, so I'm putting it down to 1.40 just to make sure it's the right amount. I'm going to click buy. It's not really giving me any extra settings I could change there. Now, I could change the estimated gas. If Forex is developing this correctly, it should estimate a good amount. He may need to raise that. I can edit it and make the estimated gas in MetaMask a little higher if this fails again. I know you can't see that on my screen. I'm just sharing my main Chrome window. MetaMask doesn't show. Oh, there it goes. It went through. So I'm going to give that just a moment. I'm popping over to one of the other pages, waiting for that to update. There it went. Okay. Yeah, so there's my 4 stakes. So I have one popping out 55 days, 27 days, and then 6 days and 23 hours. All of these do have these drop-down options next to them to sell, compound, deposit. I'm sure we'll explore what those are, what they're for. I put the... And we want to see how often I can compound. I remember originally Forex said it was once a day. And then I want to say there was an update later that it could be multiples. So not certain what's going on there. Want to update you guys as soon as I have that confirmed. Additionally, I see some UI tweaks that still need to happen. This says 0 referrals, even though there's more here than that. So that doesn't really make sense. I'm sure there's still some touch-ups he's going to need to make. But regardless, that's the process of how you add liquidity and how you get those staked into your Piggy Bank. There's also the possibility of doing the same process, but actually gifting them to someone. So if you had friends or family who had a wallet and you wanted to gift them Pigs BUSD stakes that were going to mature in, say, 2 months or 3 months, something dramatic, because when you get that far out, you start seeing these 80%, 170% bonuses. And if you were to do that, by the way, in this first 48 hours, there's an extra 20%, remember. So that's pretty impressive. I put that raw code for the address for the AFP, the Animal Farm Pigs token, in the description. I also have my referral code down there. If you decide to hop in here, do all your own research. This is not financial advice for you. I just wanted to walk you through how to get started. Make sure you read the documentation as well if you haven't. Make sure you fully understand the animal farm, what's going on with that. A lot of really cool things coming down the pipeline, guys, by the way. You know, there's those scratch-off tickets. That's gonna be coming as well, and then the scratch-off tickets themselves turn into like some type of asset or an NFT, so there's more value there, and you can stake those. There's a lot of kind of cool things that Forex is developing, and I do expect DRIP to come back up after all this settles out as well. Some of those scratch-off lottery tickets are going to help DRIP directly, actually. So thanks, guys, for watching. I have to run. I just wanted to do a live update to show you how to get past that just spinning page, if that's what you were seeing, something similar to what I was seeing there earlier. It looked like PancakeSwap wasn't working, but by directly pasting in the token address, you can still accomplish what you need to get done. Yeah, so again, thanks guys for watching. Stay safe out there. I always appreciate your likes and subscribes. Just it kind of lets me know how many people are engaging and care what I have to say, if at all. I think we're going to see some big potential with Piggy Bank. I already see these stakes I have kind of ticking up in value. If I'm correct, and each of these functions like a miniature garden, DRIP garden, then the piglet, or the value of, say, a single piglet, and thus the value of a single truffle, which will be the same amount as the garden to plant ratio, that 2 million something truffles for one piglet, are both going to decline over time. There'll be a decay, as we call it in the garden, even though Forex Shark doesn't like that terminology. It does, in his words, increase the buying power of people coming into the system later on. Something to be said for that is that the value of pigs, which is, this is a pigs BUSD LP token, the value of pigs, just like in the DRIP garden, DRIP drives that. The value of pigs will drive this. So if pigs are doing really well, if the contract balance in the piggy bank keeps increasing or it stays steady, and if pigs goes up or stays about the same, you should be able to beat that decay, I'm going to call it, with compounding alone. Not only that, but you'll also be able to beat it with these percentage-based stakes. And I think that's part of the incentive here, is that, hey, if you want to make sure you are beating it in, well, phrasing, right? But if you want to make sure you are beating the decay there 2 months down the road, or 4 months down the road, or 6 months down the road, it might behoove you to do this in a similar way that I've done here with like an 4 week, 3 week, 1 week, whatever. Although yours may look more extreme. I see some of you down here on my referrals who have 52 weeks locked in, 137 weeks locked in. And if you do that kind of ladder method, and if you had a large amount to put in there, I think you might see some really good payoffs down the road if you have faith in the longevity of the project. I mean, if we're talking about this bonus percentage, right, you guys decide to do like 130 weeks. I mean, look at this time lock bonus. That's pretty insane. So, even though this doesn't mature completely, and you can't just pull it out when it's done. You can't pull the full amount out as far as I understand it. You'll still just be compounding or selling truffles as if each of these was a miniature garden, but it gives you this big boost. And so the people who are willing to stake longer, people who are going to compound more often versus how often they harvest, are going to be rewarded in the system. That's the whole idea of adding liquidity, of staking the liquidity. You are putting your faith in the system, so to speak, and providing liquidity into the system that can be traded on. And that confidence in a given system, no matter what it is, increases value over time. You're rewarded for that just by being in the system. So all those concepts really interesting. We're going to see where the value climbs up to. This one's already at 20% today. Price of pigs is going to fluctuate over the next couple months, so we'll see where that goes. It's all speculative plays. It's all a gamble. It's all a game. It's pretty, it's fun to get into. Don't risk your life savings on it, but I'm excited to see where it goes, that being said. So once again, yeah, just like and subscribe if you appreciate the content. Join the Telegram group that's linked in the chat if you have any questions for me or other followers of this channel, and especially if you're banned from Animal Farm or DRIP Garden. I know they like to ban from those channels. Ask questions in the chat. We're all helpful whenever we can be, as much as we know, or we'll ask around and try to find the answer for you. I'm not an expert on any of this, but I am glad to help others through a similar journey. If you're doing something similar to what I'm doing, a lot of this is for my own personal gain, so that I benefit, so that I can look back in 5 weeks and see what I invested when. I've thrown about 160 in here now. So I don't know that I'm putting more in until I start seeing some of these mature, and I see what the bonuses look like, and I see what this daily amount, what a value of a truffle, a piglet is.